wind down. It's what we use to enrich our creative side. It's what we use to keep ourselves sane. We're going to hear a few of mine, and I want to hear about yours. Stay with us. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show. That show that invites you, anyone, Jane Doe, John Doe, it doesn't matter, to come on this show and tell your story. You talk about the subject of the day, which of course is hobbies. You can talk about personal projects, self-promote. It doesn't matter. I want to learn more about you. And who am I? Well, I am Jim. I'm your host of the Video Call-In Show. Joining is real easy. All you've got to do is put that link into your browser. That is the meeting number right there. That should get you started downloading. You'll come right in the meeting. I'll see you. I'll bring you up. There's another way also. Oh, there's also a link just like this one in the description, which makes it ultra easy. You don't have to type. But there's another way as well. Go right to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, use that number, and same thing applies. You will show up on my screen, and we will get you on the show. If that sounds like content or something that you'd like to be involved in, come on the show or hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another one. All right, tonight's subject is hobbies. I happen to be a man of 1,000 hobbies and time for none of them. I think many of you can probably relate to that. Now, you already know my past. I am a digital marketer from way long ago. I'm a web developer from long ago. I've been an electrical engineer. I've been a real estate agent, even so, such jobs as shoe salesman. We won't go into that. But what I do to express my creative side is I get involved in all sorts of hobbies. Now, you also know that I'm a musician, and that entails, for me, mostly percussion, drums and vocals. And that is my release. You want to talk about something that's cathartic? Pick up the drums sometime. I don't care if you can play or not. It is a fantastic release. Now, that's not all I do, though. I also run the lights, which is another hobby of mine. I've gotten deep into light control, DMX configurations, and I used to have a wonderful stage show for one of the smallest bar bands you've ever seen. But I also did the sound for that. My electrical engineering background and musician background kind of lend itself well to working with, worked itself. I thought I turned that off. All right, I'm going to stop your video there, Darren. All right, let's see where it is. There it is. All right. So it lent itself really well to optimizing the sound for the bands that I'm in. Well, that and no one else did it, and no one else had the equipment. Let's see. I'm going to run over these real fast because I've already got two guests, and I want to get to them very, very soon. Let's see. What are some of my other hobbies? I love to work with wood. Absolutely love to work with wood. You guys have probably seen my CNC device. I've shown pictures of it several times. I built that by scratch. That brings in yet another hobby, which is metalworking. I welded the thing from scratch. I just had a bunch of steel sitting around from other projects and decided, well, rather than buy one, I'm just going to build one. And build one I did. So that augments my woodworking. I love to build cornhole boards. I don't know why. It just became a thing for me. And I've built several. Some of you have seen that. I love to work on cars. Let's see, we can add gold panning to that, thanks to Ed from Flash in Your Pan. That now is another hobby of mine. I love to draw. I love to paint. I'm an avid shooter and a hunter, and I even wore my bass patch because I love to fish. Now, I haven't done that in a long time. I walked away from fishing for whatever reason. It just hasn't. I just haven't found the time to do it. Let's see well. I do this as a hobby. Oh, so certainly you understand. Oh, and I even do my own T-shirts, and I build my own gun holsters. I actually vacuum form Kydex into holsters. Man, there's really no end to it. Motorcycles. I raced motorcycles for 10 years. I love motorcycles, although I don't write them currently, but I still absolutely love them. Okay. But what I really want to do is I want to talk to these folks. They may be talking about hobbies. They may not. I think my first one wants to talk a bit about hobbies. I've got some questions for her. So let's not waste any time there and let's unmute her right now and get her on. Shall we? We've been waiting for this for quite a while.
Hi.
It is none other than Patty Broussard. How are you,
Hi
Patty?
guys. I'm good. I'm good.
This was
Then,
a long time coming, wasn't it?
then I lose my voice the minute I'm supposed to. Oh goodness.
Oh, no worries, no worries. This, you know how this show works. It's laid back. We just sit back and we chat. There's no pressure.
Yeah, yeah. When I saw your topic for tonight, I'm like, oh, I've got to get on tonight because I have some really. You guys know me. I love weird stuff. The weirder, the better. I have a couple of weird hobbies from my past that I did, and I just thought this is the night to hop on and share.
Well, we've got to hear about them. Tell us. We know what your primary hobby is, and
Yes, primary hobby, of course, is my array, and it's pronounced umbira. If you
umbira,
can roll your tongue a little bit, I
umbira.
can umbira.
That's about as far as I go.
Yeah, and I have to apologize. I'm really bad keeping up with the chat while I'm talking.
You don't have to apologize for that. These guys understand. Talk about bad. I haven't said hello to anyone. So you want to take a break and we'll just say hello to
Yeah,
some folks?
let's say hi. Let's
Yeah,
say hi.
we've got Drone Kings in Darwin. That would be Brad. How you doing, buddy? Timey Lives, welcome. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh
It's
look.
actually Timey Lives. She has a story.
Oh, did I say
She
lives? I said,
Timey
yeah, Timey
Lives.
Lives. I
Yeah,
I apologize for that. Oh look, Patty. Oh wait. Susan Hamilton, welcome. How you doing? Germany and Travel Personal Guide. Darren, how are you
yeah.
doing? We got Brandon B. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you again. Jelly Duck 100. Hey, how you doing, pal? Studio Geek 32. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, he says he's going to try to come up later. That's awesome. Who else do we have here? I just saw some more folks a second ago. Outdoorsy Gal. How you doing, Chrissy? How are you doing tonight? And have I missed? Oh, Life Trip Travels. Welcome. Good to see you again. And if I missed anyone, view this. Tony, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. What is that? Urike and Brenda, Canada? Is that unlike? Patty, can you read that? My contacts. It was a trade-off.
Who am I reading?
uh, Urike? Ulrike and Brenda, Canada. Welcome to the show. Rebecca C's here. How you doing? Fantastic. Thanks guys for being here. This is the Hobby Show. In case you came here late, and we are talking with Patty Broussard. Finally.
Finally.
Well, I've been wanting to have you on for a while, Patty. I mean, I've been watching your videos, and they're just unbelievable. As you know, I'm a big fan of the Imbira. Imbira. See,
That's
I'm
it. That's
I'm
it.
getting. I'm trying to.
That's good.
Your Mother's Day video was extraordinary, especially the end
Aw.
when your mother, the piano, she was a piano teacher, right? Of
Yes, yes.
many years. I still don't know how you play that. That just floored me.
Well, the layout of the array is not it's not laid out like a piano.
Right.
Are you have you looked at it?
I've watched
Kind of
your
look.
video too. You kind of told the difference. You went up the scale, or what, eight
Okay, so
notes and
you
then back down.
watch that
I've been
video.
watching your stuff. I
Okay.
like your stuff. Guys, if
Yeah.
you want to see an unusual instrument, I don't know how. Patty, you might be able to tell me better if it's truly unusual. It's just not something I've been exposed to any more than the bass flute. And but if you guys,
The bass flute.
what's that?
The bass flute.
Is that what it is when you were playing in one of your
Yeah.
videos? Yeah. Well, I bet most people don't even know that exists. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
is
kind of
how unique is, and I don't want to get off the hobby subject, but I'm really interested. How unique would you say that the Embera is?
well, this one particularly, there's a word.
Oh, I have trouble with that all the time.
Yeah, it's unique because if you guys know what the authentic African umbira is like, it's like a piece of wood. Some of them are made with a gourd. You know, they
Hmm.
put the wood on top of the gourd so it resonates, and it's held in just two hands, and you use your thumbs to play the music. This one, and I've had those smaller kalimbas and umbiras in my past years
Hmm.
and played on them. And one year I'm like, I want something bigger, I want more metal. I want more metal to play with. So I got online and I started Googling. I guess no, back then it was probably Yahooing.
Yeah, or Altavisting.
Yeah, yeah. And so I started searching for something that had more to it. I
Mhm.
still loved the sound of the kalimbas and the umbiras, but I wanted more tines. The metal pieces are called tines, and
Mhm.
I wanted more to work with. And one night this thing showed up in my search, and it had a sound bite. And when I heard the sound of that instrument, and this is 12 years ago, I'm like, that's it. I gotta have this thing.
You
This
were
is the one.
you were
This is the
sold.
one. Yeah, yeah. So I contacted these two guys are in California, and the mastermind behind the Array Umbira, his name is Bill Wesley. And if you had a definition of musical genius, it is this guy. He will send me emails of all his music theory stuff and the reason that things are the way they are, and I'm like, it's like it's like way over my head. I'm like, Bill, just dumb it down a little bit so I can understand. But he had this idea of the layout of this, which is, if you have any kind of musical knowledge, um, uh, there are intervals in music,
Mhm.
and you have like a third, a fourth, a fifth. And the way that the this array umbira is laid out, it's laid out in fifths. So within, and I could probably try to turn the camera around within a like this much area.
Mhm.
I have all these notes within this area. As long as I can figure out how to move my fingers,
Mhm.
then I am like a whole orchestra just within that tiny little section.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of musicians, when they see this instrument, they're like, not gonna not gonna even mess with it. The one thing about it though, it is easy to, like, even a non-musician,
Mhm.
if they stay within this range, like if they play this two set of times here and skip a few and play this one, as long as they stay there and then they either move up or move down, they can play three chords, which most music is a three chord song. So it has its advantages, has its disadvantages. But me, when I got it, I wanted to play familiar music on it.
Mhm.
I,
Mhm.
I do some original stuff, but I wanted to play familiar songs. So in order to do that, I had to sit there and pick out the melody, which, like, on a piano, I grew up as a pianist. So like if I wanted to play, um, oh, someone shoot me a song. If I wanted to play supercalifragilisticexpialidocious on the piano, I have this sheet music and my fingers know exactly where to go.
Right.
But on the array, I have to sit there because of the way it's laid out. I have to pick out here and there and here and there. It's not that simple.
So
But
by ear, right?
I play all most, I would say 99% of the arrangements I do are by ear because
Wow.
there's like no way to write down the music for this.
Hmm.
It's all up in here. And I have to sit and run through all the arrangements that I've come up with in the past 12 years. I have to run through them occasionally to keep them in my memory bank. Yeah.
Well, like any good instrument, right? I mean,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
rusty if you set it down for too long. That's for sure. That
that's
is,
true.
yep.
That's true. So,
Yeah, it was fascinating. I was watching one of your videos where you were showing kind of your process where you would run through, a couple of well, maybe bars. I can't remember what timing was, and then you would add one, and then you run
right,
more, and then you would
right.
add, another one to the end of that after you'd memorized the sequence. It's
Yeah, it's like adding on the next step,
Yeah,
adding on the next step.
that's
And
fascinating.
yeah, and when now I tell you, when I did get the array that first day I got it, and I'm the kind of person that's like, I want to do it right now and I want to do it perfect. And when I got it, I was very frustrated because as a pianist, I wanted to be able to play something immediately, like you if you read music.
Yeah.
So that thing came in, and that first day I was like 5 hours, 5 hours on it until I got a little bit familiar, and then the next day and the next day, and then I started. I had to throw out. I really had to throw out my musical knowledge, kind of, I guess,
Well, no, I can see that. Yeah.
and think outside the box.
Yeah,
Do
and where you probably where that probably came in handy was that you could associate the tone with the letter, right? I mean that the more you study music, and oh God, I wish I'd studied music when I was younger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I started music. Like I said, my mom was a piano teacher, and she was a music teacher for first grade through 12th grade for all of my preschool. There wasn't preschool back then, but
yeah.
like when I was 3, 4, and 5, before I got to first grade, I would go with her to school, and I would sit in on all her music classes.
Oh
And I
man,
was playing the piano back then. I started playing the piano when I was 3,
wow.
and um, and I was a ham when I was little. I was quite the ham. Her kids would get in class, and I would jump up there, and I'd jump on the piano. I'm like, okay, I'll play for you.
Oh
Oh,
man, I consider you very lucky for that. Really,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
My,
Um, well, hey, we should probably get into your hobby, shouldn't we?
sure,
But
sure.
before we do that, Bob Dip says, "Hey, we've got a Flash fan mob from Flash in Your Pan. How you doing, guys?"
Hi,
Yes.
Ed.
And Syntax AI or Al says, "Hello, hello to you, my friend. Hello, hello. Crap, my dad makes me watch is in. Joel Mama is here. That's a great name. I mean, it is what it is. B3 Relic Recovery. How you doing, Jesse? How you doing, Jesse? Above and Beyond Drones. Jim, how's it going, man? Let's see. And there's Ed. How you doing, buddy? Lothar 900 is in the house as well. Welcome. Did I miss anybody? Down east, detecting and prospecting. Welcome, 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 welcome. And I also thought I saw someone else. Oh, Champworks Garage, my son. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, tell us about those hobbies you were talking about you had when you were younger.
Well, one of my hobbies, I have been a dancer pretty much my whole life.
I saw the tap shoes.
Uh-huh. And I would have to say, learning to play the array, my dance background helped a lot
Really?
because here's some of my trusty old shoes. Lots of miles on those tap shoes. Yeah.
How did that help?
It helped because, like I said, I played the piano, and the layout of the array was very different when I first got it. And the first song that I attempted, which was probably really difficult, was Under the Sea.
Hmm.
That's my very first YouTube video I ever put on. And as I sat there and I was trying to pick out the melody and where to make my fingers go, I got to thinking, I used to choreograph my feet to move my toes, my heels, certain ways to make the rhythms. And I thought, I need to think about this playing the array as choreographing my fingers. So my fingers were my feet, even though they were my fingers.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And each finger moved to a different time, and the muscle memory kicked in, just like with dance. Muscle memory kicks in, and your feet know what to do. My fingers learned what to do with that song, and they still do. It's it's stuck up here, and I think thankful that it is. So
Oh
I
yeah.
one of my hobbies many years was, and I loved tap. I loved really intricate, go figure, intricate, like more like hoofing
Hmm.
and you know, not your 42nd Street stuff, but I liked really digging in the ground and coming up with rhythms.
Very cool. I got a cool question that kind of goes back to what you were just saying. In the choreograph department. Now, do you find yourself, and I'm back to your instrument, I'm sorry, but do you find you, I'm fascinated by it. Do you find that you're learning exactly where the notes are as you go along as well?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, now it's like it's so much more ingrained in me. I don't have to. I still have to take the time to figure out the melody.
Hmm.
But once I figure out the melody, when I put in that background music, the background times, not the background music, but
Sure.
it it's like my fingers just they
The,
know what to what to
yeah.
play.
The rhythm section, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, yeah,
And in
yeah.
some pieces, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Now let's go into that other hobby.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let me get my little guy here and see if I can. Some people don't know this about me,
Yeah,
but
that was loud.
oh, did I do something wrong? I'm
I
sorry.
know this about you.
Oh, okay. You know this about me.
Yep.
Some people might not know that I was a puppeteer for many, many years.
Professionally?
Yes, yes.
Sweet.
I
Sweet.
had my own show, and this is Mr. Ants. I don't think you can really see
Oh,
him.
they can. In fact, I can go full screen if you'd like to hold him up there.
I think I need to change the angle of my camera.
No, no, no. It's just well, yeah, you won't see him dancing.
Yeah, let's
There we
see.
go. There we go.
Oh, I'm still learning all this camera stuff. Uh,
Just
probably wondering why the dragonfly behind me. I'll tell you that here in a second, too.
okay.
All right. So this guy, he's a little slippery on this table too.
Yeah,
He
I can
works
tell.
if he had some fabric underneath him. You can see he is neon colored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The kind of puppetry that I specialized in was black light theater.
Oh.
Are you familiar with that?
No, but I can certainly envision it. You would be wearing something like all black to keep yourself hidden.
Right.
Almost like yeah.
My background would be all black,
Yep.
and all the puppets would be neon.
Right.
There would be black lighting in front of me, and when the black lights show on me, because I'm in black and because my background is black,
Hmm.
the only thing that the audience sees is the puppets that I work.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's super fun, and you can just do just about anything can happen during a blacklight show. Now, I had my own, like my one woman show. I had a theater where the people came, and I also had it to where I would go out, and I did some traveling and had my own theater that I could pop up, and it was really hard. But I loved it when I did finally have my own theater, and I did birthday parties. I did, schools, and people would come to the theater to see the show.
Sure.
Um, but when I taught dance, I hope he's not too loud. When I taught dance, this is like my smaller blacklight theater stuff.
Hmm.
When I was a dance teacher, I had the whole stage that I had available to me to put on a show. So
Really.
I had, let me fix my camera here again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry.
Oh,
I'll hide your video for now.
okay. Let me get me set up here.
That looks good.
All right. Um, when I taught dance, and my husband works for a company that we travel a lot, or we did travel a lot.
Hmm.
So I got to go from dance studio to dance studio and take all this stuff with me. And most of the studios had never heard of blacklight theater. So I would bring all these puppets. Now I have these huge, like puppets that are human size that fit on people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like big, huge. I don't know, all kinds of stuff.
Well, you're talking
But
about life size, right?
life size,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I would, at the end of the year, we would do a big old blacklight show for each recital, and it was like there was, oh man, one of the shows had like up to 24 people in it, and oh, it was so much fun. I loved that time in my life, but the the um, the one woman show got to my back
Oh yeah.
and my fingers working this guy right here. Um, it got to my fingers, and I still have the stuff, and I pull it out to play with, like, my grandson and stuff.
Oh,
But
I bet they love it. Yeah.
yeah, blacklight theater is just fascinating. It was a huge part of my life for a long time.
Well, are there any videos out there of yours
I
specifically?
have I have video, but it's on like the little bitty. It's like a tiny little cassette
Mm-hmm.
that I would
Oh,
transferred onto a DVD.
oh, you should. You should.
I want to, and yeah, that would be fun to do.
It really would. It really would.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
and this guy, keep watch, because I want to. I've showed him to a couple of people.
uh-huh.
They're like, you need to get that guy on your YouTube channel. And so I've been wanting to do oh gosh, what's the song? The Rubber Tree Plant.
Oh, from ants?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to do that on the array, and try to somehow put him in with it.
Well, you've already had him on one, and you've also got well, what looks to be a ventriloquist.
I, Mo
The blue
Monster.
guy. Yeah, thank you.
Mo Monster. Yeah. Now
That
he's not black, he's just a regular old puppet. I
right.
used to build custom puppets for companies, like
Oh.
the Muppet style puppets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I had, it was Art in the Dark Puppet Factory was the name of my business.
Wow, that's cool. That is actually cool.
Yeah. Oh, and sitting here thinking about it makes me want to do it again, but I
I
can't. I
s-
can't.
I so know that feeling. So know that feeling.
Yeah. Lots of good memories.
Oh yeah. Well, Patty, thanks so much for sharing. I mean,
You bet. You
that is
bet.
great. You guys need to check out Patty Broussard's channel. The music is wonderful, and yes, the puppets make an appearance in such a great way. Are you a ventriloquist at all?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no, no.
okay, okay. I saw the monster, and I thought,
Yeah.
maybe I haven't watched enough videos, and she actually is a ventriloquist.
No, the shows I did, because I was of my dance background, I would choreograph the things. Everything was all about movement and dance, and stuff
Kabuki
like
style,
that.
you'd say?
Do what?
Kabuki style?
No, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
no. Oh, well, I mean, I know that Kabuki
The
is.
show I did, I would pick out great music,
Hmm.
and then I would create. Oh, it's so hard to explain,
Well, they were
but
silent though, right? I mean, there was no.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, no voices. Yeah, and
I
that's.
had a couple of voiceovers. Like, I had some
Oh,
puppets voiceovers, but I didn't talk during the shows. I was just too busy. It was a whole production behind stage trying to make everything happen.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know how that. I know how that feels too.
But I do want to. I'll let you go. That's all I wanted to share was my black light and my dance, and I'm still trying to get my audio
Hmm.
to where when I play for you guys, I want the sound to sound correct. I have a microphone. I have a Rode, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and I want to make sure what comes out of the amp and into the Rode sounds good on your end. So
yeah.
that's what I'm working on right now, and then I'll play the array one night.
Pro tip on that mic placement. Is it a single speaker amplifier?
Yes.
Okay. Point it at the surface of the cone. Don't point it right at the center.
Okay.
Okay. I've been miking guitar cases forever, and you actually get cancellations out if you point it right at the center of the speaker. Point it right at the same angle that the speaker cone comes out. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Just And you'll find it sounds better, and then you'll need to tweak it to find out, how best to place it from there. But most people just stick it straight at it, and that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Tommy had offered to go on with me one night, one day, and I just want to troubleshoot with someone before it's like real.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, if I've got some time and you want to email me, I'd be more than happy to lend my ear toward that. Before you go, though, I think Chrissy has a question for you. Jim, is Patty meaning something like famous people players?
Yes,
Mm,
yes. The
okay,
famous people players, they do blacklight theater. I've seen them before. Same deal, same deal.
awesome,
And if you're not familiar with that company, go search them up. Diane, her name is Diane, I think.
Diane.
They're wonderful, wonderful things she does.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Patty, thanks so much for coming on. When we have you
Yeah,
back on, I definitely want to hear you play.
you bet, you bet. Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Thanks so much, Hen, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay,
Okay, bye bye.
bye bye. Wow, it finally got her on, guys. That was fantastic. She's so talented. I mean, when you listen to that, and she also uses the piano in a lot of examples, right? And the differences between her instrument, the array. I'm going to try to get this mbira, get it correct. And they're just a lot of fun, and she's fun. She's really good on camera too, as you can tell. She's very personable, and I'm so glad to have gotten to know her a little bit better. Let's do this. Let me say hello to some folks in the chat, and then we'll bring up our next guest. Because I saw some new people here. How to make up your own mind. How you doing, my friend? How are you? We have J Real Slots. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Have I missed anyone here? I know I saw some more folks. I knows I did. I just knows I did. Um, yeah, Joe Mama again. That's such a cool name, Joe Mama. So anyway, yeah, let's do this. Let's bring in our next guest, and I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to go find his name real fast. But you guys chat amongst yourselves here for a minute while I go back and look for it a little bit, because I don't trust myself to type it in, and I'd rather just talk to my guest rather than hackney my way through it. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to do it while he's up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Awesome. And let's see if I can actually get his first name right, because that is one of those. Boom and boom and let me ask to start your video, my friend. And I will unmute you. Can you hear me?
There it is. Hey, how's it going, Jim?
Hey, good, Darian. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, thanks. Cheers.
Welcome back on the show, my friend. I got to get that.
It's been a while.
Got to get that giant name in there again. Did I spell your first name right?
Let's see. Yes, sir, you did.
Awesome.
You did. Perfect.
Awesome. From memory, and that is never a good thing for me.
Hey, me either. Trust me.
Can you go down anymore with the camera? Can you pull it towards you? Is that a laptop?
It's a CPU.
Is it?
Let's see. There, is that better?
Now it's a little bit too low. Probably right there. Perfect.
Let's go right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
When you lean back, it's going to be absolutely perfect. Awesome.
All right, there we go. Cool.
How you doing, my friend?
Hey, doing great. Get ready for the next trip to Germany. I'm so excited. Ready to get some videos, on-site videos, from Germany. So I'm really looking forward to that. So
cool.
Can't get here soon enough.
You haven't been since the last time we talked, have you?
Not yet. Last time I was there was October. I was there September, October last year.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
Then I'm going again in just a little bit here. So really looking forward to it.
Oh man, I bet you are. Well, hell, we're just going down to Florida coming up in June, and I'm even looking forward to that.
Hey, look me up, definitely. We'll get some lunch or something.
Oh, that's right. My brother lives down.
Melbourne,
What's that?
in Melbourne, right? Down in Melbourne?
No.
Is
I think he lives down near Tampa St. Pete. I
Oh,
could,
Tampa St. Pete. Okay.
yeah, it's actually further inland, but and I couldn't tell you the area if my life depended on it.
I go
But
there a lot.
oh, do you?
If I, right. I mean, my family and I will be there. Spend a couple days on the beach
Oh,
and
sweet,
everything. So
sweet.
looking forward to that.
That's a weekend for you. That's a week for us.
Right. Well, where I live in Central Florida, so I'm an hour 45 minutes from everywhere. You know, hour for 45 minutes to Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa. So right in the middle,
Oh,
which is
wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
it's considered North Central Florida.
Okay. Yep. Well, above and beyond drones, Jim, he's in Melbourne.
Okay, that's where I got it. Okay, the two gyms. Okay, Melbourne. Okay,
Yep.
I
Yep.
was close, okay, but close, I guess. Whatever. But hey, listen about you real quick. I appreciate what you do. I'm enjoying your show, your setup here, and everything. It's really awesome.
Well, thanks, man.
And let me tell you something. You got some talented folks in here. I mean,
I know.
I watch these guys. I'm hooked to your show because so you get to know these people. Like Ed. Okay, Ed,
Yeah.
awesome guy. And Wisco style kid. Wisco style kid.
Wisco style kid. That's your new name, Wisco.
No pun intended. I'm just like Wisco style kid.
Well, to us, I mean, let's be real, Darian. To us.
Right. Well, I'll be 23 next month.
Oh,
okay.
Shoot, I'll be 24. I didn't know I was older than you.
Oh, okay. I won't tell nobody.
Oh wow, Gypsy Heart, how you doing, Billy? Let me say some because Snowy Rains is back, and I haven't seen Snowy. She's a friend from Australia, and I'm so glad she's back into the chat. How you doing, hon? I'm good to see you. Okay. Well, thanks for the kind words, Darren. I appreciate that, my friend. I really do.
Absolutely.
I have nothing but fun.
Yeah, that's good stuff, and I as well. Patty, she with that array, it's like wow. I mean, that's talent. That's pure talent. So, Patty, if you're listening, keep up the good work. I'm enjoying your videos. Love Me Tender is my favorite. You did a great job on that. Favorite of many, but anyways, that's good stuff.
Yeah, my favorite was Sound of Silence. And
oh yes,
and it was funny because Patty, you said that that you wanted more metal, and the first thing I thought of was you were kind of headbanging, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody headbang to Sound of Silence. That was awesome. I'm serious. That was cool. And I also wanted to tell her that she, I don't know if she's done this because maybe I haven't been deep enough in the channel, but the big craze nowadays is study music or help you go to sleep or relax music. And I think that is a huge SEO win, especially if she can string several videos together in a playlist that is nothing but her playing straight through,
Wow.
Yeah.
Talent.
Yeah, that would just be fantastic for her, I bet. I absolutely bet.
That's right. I wonder if she could do any Depeche Mode songs.
I bet she could. I bet she could.
I bet she could too.
Hell, I bet you throw her a Metallica song, she's going to do it.
Oh, there you go. One. Let's do one.
Oh,
one.
Patty, I hope you're still in here listening.
I used to have a bass hound. He lived till he was 17 and a half years old, and his name was Metallica.
Oh, no kidding.
Right, and I was going to get two more, name one Led, one Zeppelin. So I'm like, Led, Zeppelin, Metallica. But
what a great backyard thing. Led Zeppelin, Metallica.
Right. Come forth.
Come forth. So what kind of hobbies do you find yourself involved in, Darren? Other than Germany travel.
You know what? Well, one of my favorite hobbies, and I will say this from the bottom of my heart, I'm a family man. I love my wife, my children, and my first one is trying to raise my children right and spending time with them, and so my family would be my hobby. So that's the textbook answer. But no, but
oh yeah, but it's heartfelt.
I love my family, and my family's everything to me. And but I love to fish. Last time I went fishing, I kid you not, which was about 2 weeks ago. You know what I caught?
What?
A cold. That's the only thing I caught the last time I went fishing. But I love to fish.
In the great state of Florida, you only caught a cold.
In the great state of Florida, I did. I caught a cold. And then, but 2 weeks before that, I caught a 6.5 pound bass. So,
sweet.
I'm all right for a while.
So do you find yourself doing more freshwater or saltwater down there?
I mix it up a little bit.
Oh, do you?
I don't do as much as often as I did as I used to, because my my back is used, but I definitely do as much as possible. A friend of mine, him and I went out on his boat, and that's when we caught that bass. So that was sweet. But I love to fish, and I love gator football.
Love your gator football.
I love gator football.
That's a hobby.
Oh man. Well, in 9 years, 9 years was my streak. I didn't miss a game, being in person, home or away.
Wow.
9 years was my streak.
Dude, that's dedication.
That is. I love it. And I was just thinking, I'm a season ticket holder at Florida, University of Florida, go Gators. And I missed probably, I think, 6 games since '92.
Wow. Dude.
So I was sitting there counting. I'm like, man, okay. Because I'm there a lot. So
well, you're under contractual obligation for the Go Gators, aren't you?
No. And also a fact that I guess most of y'all wouldn't know. My wife and I, we made Sports Illustrated. I proposed to my wife on the national championship field out in Arizona when we played Ohio State. Beat Ohio State 41-14. So I'm a Buckeye friends. I have Buckeye friends. And it was right before the game, I proposed to her on the second tee in the state on the end zone. And long story short, it's a long story how I got there. I won't go there because we'll be here forever. But I got on the field. It was funny how I have to tell you one day. Maybe come down for lunch, I'll tell you.
There you go.
But anyways, long story short, I made it on the field about 5 minutes before the game started. Okay, I wear my jersey. There's a hat I wear, all these pins on it and everything. And, beat whoever we're playing, beat everybody. It's everywhere. And I had all this stuff prepared. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. Blah 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 blah. Well, I got there and I went down on one knee, tried to do the gentleman thing, and nothing came out. I said, "Will you marry me?" Well, as soon you may get marry me out, and she boom passed out in front of me in front of 80-something thousand people and everything. And just for a couple seconds, about 2 seconds, I'm like, Colleen. And so I said, "Well, will you marry me?" And her first answer was, "Are you serious?" "Yes, I'm serious."
Was
that was a great memory.
Was this on camera?
It was. Actually, there someone had a video of it, but there is in Sports Illustrated. If you look up BCS marriage proposals in sports. Sports Illustrated, I think we're number 33 or 48, something like that. You'll see our picture up there, my hat on, and she's up there, and everything. Her eyes are this big. But,
well, at least she's not prone.
Right. But she eventually said yes, and it was great. We were in the LA Times, we were all this stuff. But it was definitely something I'll never forget. Neither you will see. And now this coming June, we'll be celebrating our 12th anniversary. And,
that's cool, dude.
She's my lady.
Yeah, that doesn't count as a hobby, but that is a fantastic story.
right. Good deal. But I love that. I love that absolutely.
Oh man, that is so cool.
And I love going to Germany. And not only going to Germany, I'm a history buff. I love history. I'm not a professional history guy, nothing, but I just love history. I have interest in it.
Yep.
It's neat to go back in time and go back and see stuff. And but I love going back to Germany, taking people that has never been before. I get a joy out of that. I get a kick out of that.
Well, you get to look at it through their eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I get to it's like share what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And every person that I've ever taken to Germany on my trips, they just about in fact, all of them never been to Germany before. They have gone back. They either come back with me or come back with me a couple of times, get used to it, then they're going on their own. That happens a lot.
Sure.
But not one person. But I went back in 2008 for the first time in 19 years. And since then, I've been back, I think 18 times.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2008. And if I know, this next trip will be my 18th time back since 2008.
Dude, so, you ought to have dual citizenship.
Right. And I don't know if you've seen my videos about the spaghetti eyes.
Oh, I have. Yeah, we've talked about this a couple times. Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should do an ad for them because Oh man, I'm telling you, you did that just that one bite of that ice cream. It's a plate of spaghetti. For those who don't know, plate of spaghetti with a whipped cream in the middle. You got the white chocolate for the cheese. I'm getting into it when I start doing my Metallica face. We got the white chocolate with the cheese, and the strawberry sauce with the spaghetti sauce, and then the wafer. Oh, just one bite. One bite, you'll be speaking Deutsch.
Oh man, you're gonna make my mouth start watering.
Hey, when I go, I'll be looking for the videos because I'm going to be doing quite a bit while I'm there. And
Oh,
I didn't start this YouTube still February. I started in February,
mm.
so I'm going to make up for lost time, I guess, when I
Yeah.
get there.
Oh yeah. Well, that's going to be gold for you because that's going to be the real deal, and I can't wait to watch them. It'll take me back. I've only been there once, so that's more than most people get to go. So I'm very
Right.
pleased about that. And of course, it's my. I think I told you it's my where a lot of my family comes from. At least they think
That's
so.
right.
Yeah. So I am so interested to watch those videos because I'm sure I didn't see enough of it.
I still haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, I get to live. We all get to live vicariously through you, which is awesome.
Cool deal. Cool deal. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. And the funny thing is, I think I mentioned this before. I don't think I have a lick of German in me.
Oh,
I did that. I did an ancestry
.com.
.com thing. My wife got it for Christmas. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm like, I don't want to. And I did it, and it confirmed what I already knew. But my dad's side is English from England. Glovers were glove makers.
Mm.
And then my mom's side, they're from Ireland.
Ah.
So like 76% English and 20 something whatever for Irish. So, I can't claim the green. But
No, but it's European descent. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Well, Darian, I'm gonna have to get this next guest up, but listen, dude.
Yes, please do.
Fantastic story. I can't. I'm gonna be thinking about that public proposal forever, especially the faint.
If you go to that Sports Illustrated, it's BCS marriage proposals in sports. Then you just scroll down on 33, 34. I forget what it is. You'll see my wife's eyes.
Fresh off the cold, compress.
That's right. It was hilarious.
And I also look forward to the videos. What?
Oh, I'm saying thank you so much for your time on this and everything, and appreciate you. And hello everybody. I enjoyed the conference, looking at everybody talking.
Got a great crowd. Got a really good. In fact, we were rated by MJ, who's Magic Jones. Thanks, buddy. How you doing, Jason?
Full of talent right there.
Yeah.
MJ.
Hang out with me for a minute. I'm just going to say hello to these folks. We got Easton Music Ministry. How you doing? Jelly's Journeys. Welcome back, my dear. Ghana's back. Hey. I'm always afraid of we come from a different era, Darren, don't we? Where the younger gals, I say sweetheart as a term of endearment, and I and some people, look at that differently. Hey, we got Muscle Car Appraisal. How you doing, bud? Is this let me know if it's Jim or Bob. And Victor Reyes, how you doing? Somebody said that they were really enjoying the stream, and I don't want to miss them. I think that might have been Joe Mama. So Ronald Lockwood, how you doing? All right, so Darian, look forward to those videos. You guys check out Darian's channel. He's a Germany travel and personal guide. He's got some great pre-show or pre-travel videos and German information, spaghetti ice. Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
if you ever want to live vicariously through someone in a trip to Germany, this is a guy to do it. He's obviously the master of German travel.
Oh boy.
Well,
I appreciate that very much. I really do.
Sure, dude. You're welcome back on the show anytime, and we'll have you back on. Hopefully we'll hear more about the trip. If not, before the trip is fine as well.
Sounds good. Totally humbled. Appreciate it.
You bet, bud. See ya.
Right, bye-bye.
Fantastic guy. He's also prior military, so we share that as well. Love for Germany and prior military. Great guy. Always love having Darian on. Let's see. I'm going to stop your video, and I'm going to ask you to start your video, and I will unmute you. Ah, here we go. Shall I just refer to you as your channel name, or do you have a first name, hon?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Could you hear me during the show? Shake your head yes or no. Well, that's not going to help. No, you can't hear me at all? That's odd.
Well, I can hear you if I turn on the channel.
Oh, yeah, and you don't want to listen to that.
I would put you on, like...
No, you can't hear me at all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Check. Okay. I'm going to say this because it's going to be on delay. Look in the lower left-hand side of the Zoom feed, and you'll see a microphone. Click that up arrow, and then make sure that your speakers are chosen. And you should be A-okay.
Is it on my end?
Yes, it is. Did you not hear me? Gotta wait. We gotta wait for the delay.
So I went over back to listen to you on the channel.
Yeah.
Should I leave and come back?
No. That won't help. That won't help. Let me try to chat with you in Zoom.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Check the speaker. Let's see. Check that you have the right speakers chosen by clicking the arrow near the microphone at the lower left side of the Zoom screen. Hopefully she gets that. Okay. While we're waiting on her, we'll just talk about what I was talking about. Yeah, fantastic. I can't wait to see those from Darren. Now, you guys, what I didn't mention to you was that if you've got a question for me or the guest, and I apologize for this, then go ahead and chat about it. Yes, we can hear Timey, but we can't. Actually, you know what I should do? Okay, let me see.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Awesome.
Yeah, I had the wrong one picked.
you had the wrong speakers. Yeah. That's quite common. Don't worry about it. What I asked you for before, or while you were not being able to hear me, was is that your first name, or do you have a first name? Do you mind if I use a first name, or just your channel name? I'm cool with
Everybody
anything.
just calls me Timey because it's short for Timey Wimey Girl 7, but my first name is Kat.
Kat? Okay. Kat.
I know it says Timey Wimey Girl 7 there because that's what my channel used to be, like long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Started it, and things have changed.
Well, welcome everyone. Kat of Timey Lives. How are you, Kat?
I'm good. You see, I got this beautiful headset from Poseidon recently. You know, he wanted to remind me that of my roots, that I am a mermaid, you know.
Nice.
So I have legs now.
So is that an evolution?
It is an evolution. Yes.
Okay. So you've evolved to be a biped. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, my wild ones gave me the name, and I decided to what's the word? Own it.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Well, I'm happy to have you on the show. I actually saw you. I've seen you before. I was on Justin Mello's channel.
Yes.
And I know that you guys sing together occasionally. And I headed over to your channel. I think that I'm subscribed. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But what brings you here tonight? What? You know,
I've seen you a few times over on Needy's channel.
Oh, yes. I'm relatively new on Captain Needy's channel. She's talking about needs more subs, and for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. And I thought that is a really great idea. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love that you have different subjects each night, and you're giving everybody an opportunity to talk about different things and share who they are a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah, I like to learn about people, which surprises me, to be honest with you. But I really do. You know, because you don't think about it when you talk to somebody and you ask them questions, you don't think about you're actually learning about them. And when I came to that realization, I thought this would be a great way to learn more about a wide variety of people. And I tell you, it's been awesome because I've met some great people,
Oh yeah, there
like you, for
are
instance.
fantastic people out there. Oh my God. And Patty has a whole story with her dragonfly. You have to
Oh,
have her tell that one day. I won't tell it, it's not mine, but you have to ask her about that one day.
I will. And she actually mentioned it. I thought, okay, well, great. That means we have another opportunity to get an even more opportunity to get her back on.
She rocks.
And she's
She really
chatting. So you heard that, Patty. We'll get you back on. You can tell me
rocks.
all about the dragonfly. So what tell everybody more about your channel if you'd like to, Timey.
Well, part of it is it ties in with hobbies because my hobbies sort of, I would say they saved my life in a lot of ways.
Really?
Yeah. My channel it's complex, so bear with me a second. It's become complex.
No, that's fine. Take your time.
Really simple. It really was. I have severe fibromyalgia, and I had breast cancer 5 years ago,
Oh,
and had a mastectomy. But it was the realization immediately of what I had. I knew what the symptom was. I knew what it meant, and I immediately sought treatment. And I mean, my doctor was dragging their feet. I didn't waste the time. I went to Sloan Kettering. I didn't even bother. I was in New Jersey at the time.
hmm
But that's it influences everything in my life,
hmm
you know?
Oh yeah.
And I was bedbound, chairbound for 5 years with
Oh,
the fibro.
wow.
And then we moved to Florida for my health. And once we got down here, there was a treatment change. And I had read about it back in Jersey, but my doctor, who was very open, I had a fantastic doctor. And that's one of the most important things, by the way, if you're ever sick or you have to have a doctor that works with you,
hmm
that respects the fact that you're working in tandem. If he doesn't or she doesn't treat you like you have a brain, then they're the wrong doctor for you. You need to find a partner in your health because you have to follow what they tell you. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. Yeah,
it,
unstable all day.
it happens. If we miss anything, I'll let you know when you cut out.
Thank you. Yeah, because I think it's the heat doing it. Actually, my Wi-Fi booster has been acting up all day. But if they're your partner, then if you find something that they may not have heard of and you bring it to them, they'll actually look into it.
hmm
And
hmm
that's what he was in the process of doing. But then I moved. And when I got here, it turned out that the treatment that I had been researching was the one they were going to switch me to.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was all gung ho for it. I was thrilled. I am not on any pain medication any longer, and my entire quality of life has changed.
Awesome.
I'm still homebound, but I'm no longer bedbound or chairbound,
I
which
see.
is, a huge difference.
Oh, for sure.
And before I got sick, I went fishing, I went hiking, I went to karaoke very often. Karaoke was like my counseling session. I would go, I would sing, whatever I was in the mood for, and I would just like get it out.
Hmm
And then what I ended up doing was I couldn't sing at all for 5 years.
Mm.
Like my whole life was gone,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And when you have this life that suddenly you no longer have, and you didn't take the time to appreciate it when you had it, and you didn't take those extra, I love to go hiking, and I didn't take those extra hikes or go fishing as often as I should have
hmm
because I was busy, you know. Um, so all of a sudden you realize you can't do them anymore. And you have to take the time that you need to mourn those things, but you can't. I always say everybody's entitled to a pity party, but don't live there. When you go to a party, you leave at some point. You can't live there.
Yeah,
And
and that's supposed to be cathartic as well, right? I mean, you just get it out of your system, figure out where to go
as
next
yeah,
as much as you
exactly.
can. Yeah.
And I mean, my past, even before, had prepared me for whatever I had to face because I knew that I'd lived through hell. I could survive anything. But when I got to the point where I was laying in bed and I was just crying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to find something that gives me some sort of value in my life. And I wasn't to the point where I thought, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
I was to the point where it was, what can I still do? And one of the things I could still do was I could still take pictures. And I'd always consider myself an amateur photographer, but I never had the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I had nothing but time. So I found, of course, I had been on social media, scrolling. You know, Pinterest was like my new best friend.
Yeah.
And I happened across Project 365, which in the photography community, everybody knows what it is, or a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of watching my hair stick out over here because of the thing.
Oh, it looks fine.
But not a lot of people outside of it, people don't know what it is. And what it is you make a commitment to post, take a picture a day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you decide to, you can post it on social media. And I started out with that commitment. And it was supposed to be 365 pictures. And of course, there were days I was too sick to do it.
Sure.
And I beat myself up. And then I finally stopped beating myself up. And I said, this is your limitation. This is what you can do. You're taking more than one picture a day on the days you feel well anyway. You're going to get there. I had 1,600 photos by the end of the year.
Wow.
I would just take a bunch of pictures and I would find that thing inside of a picture and pull it out with editing.
Mm-hmm.
And it really taught me how to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And that came into play again when I was standing in my kitchen and suddenly started singing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm singing.
I can sing again.
Only it was so bittersweet because I was still housebound.
Mm.
And then I realized I had this YouTube channel I'd done nothing with. The plan had been, I've been a gamer for that's another of my hobbies, for my whole life. You know, I've been a gamer.
Sure.
And then, well, not my whole life, because there wasn't games when I started out, you know, when I was born. But so, you know, once the games came out, I've been a gamer for over 20 years, and we'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that.
But the plan had been, I got a capture card, and I started capturing it, and I was gonna put my fails up on. Stop hitting the mic. It's a new mic, and it's in a different position, and I'm hoping everybody can hear me okay, but at the same time, I keep hitting it.
Oh, you're coming through fine. I thought you were talking about a cat or something.
No, I was hitting my mic.
You kept hitting it. No, you're coming through fine.
Oh, good. So it was supposed to be my fails because I have hand spasms because I have nerve damage in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And having hand spasms and gaming can be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fails. So I was going to post those, and I think there's 4 or 5, but I was too sick to even do that.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't end up doing it, but I had this YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take that Project 365 that I did for photography, and I'm going to convert it and make it for music. And I'm going to post a song, and I changed the rules. I made them my own. I'm going to post 365 songs in a year. I sang 368 songs. I sang a lot more than that, but I posted 368 songs in that year.
Very cool.
And that's how my channel started.
Wow.
And from there, time went by. And then on January 1st of this year, I came to a realization that had I not made the choices that I made for my health 5 years before, when they did that final biopsy, they discovered a type of cancer. Because I'm weird with lots of things. I mean, nothing's normal with me. Most people, if they have a thing called lymphedema, it's where your lymph nodes stop working,
sure,
and the fluid builds up and you swell. Okay, and it's usually caused because the lymph nodes removed, like when they remove lymph nodes when you have breast cancer. Normally, that would be in your arms because that's where the lymph nodes are that are closest.
Yeah.
Mine are in my legs. My legs, well, not my arms. It's weird. I'm weird, you know? So just example of how I'm weird, that's all. But I had a lot of different types of cancer. They were all precancerous, most of them, I should say. But one of them in particular that they found, they told me straight out, you made the right decision because if you had not done it, you you would die in 5 years.
Mm.
There's no cure for the type of cancer I had. It was precancerous. It was literally like within a month of becoming cancer. And had it become cancer, not precancer, there was no treatment at all, and I would have died in 2018.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And when I realized that, I realized that I didn't just have I'd always planned to sort of like raise awareness about fibromyalgia
Hmm.
and breast cancer. But I didn't really like jump in. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I sort of just went with it and I talk about it, but I didn't make it a mission.
Hmm.
And January 1st, when I realized that I would have died in 2018, I changed my channel to Timey Lives because I'm alive. And
Very appropriate.
part of my YouTube and my Twitch, because I do both,
Hmm.
all my gaming stuff, I've moved to my Twitch. So I have a game show and I have a, there's Twitch Sings now. So there's the karaoke game, and I do my video gaming there. And then my YouTube channel, I have interviews where I interview people who have overcome challenges in their lives, whether they be from illness or perceived disabilities even,
Sure.
and they are rising above to find a way to pursue their dreams.
Mm.
And they're inspirational stories. So I'm interviewing people who have the inspirational stories on every other Thursday on my channel. And I also interview people who have a musical history,
Hmm.
but their channel is not about music. I wonder who that might be. We need to talk.
Oh,
So-
I don't know.
And then I post one song a week now on my channel.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I found when I post music on my channel here on YouTube,
Hmm.
I'm my worst critic.
Oh, who isn't?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
And I'll go over the song and sing it over and over and just keep moving it around and, until finally I'm like, okay, this is good enough for now. And I
Mhm.
post it, So instead of me doing that 3-4 times a week and driving myself crazy, I've decided to do it one time a week and then just have fun with the music every Wednesday on Twitch.
Oh, no, that's awesome. In fact, I noticed that the Crohn's chick, are you familiar with the Crohn's chick?
Is she in the chat right
Yeah,
now?
Sharni's in the chat, and
Oh,
she
hi.
said she just
I-
had a show on fibro.
I
myalgia.
heard,
Yeah.
and I heard that the subject I just had that I brought up I don't remember who it was, but they told me that I should talk to you
Mhm.
because I should have you on my show, that Crohn's chick.
Well, you guys should trade there. I mean, she's devoted her channel is entirely that, right? It's more
Exactly.
support and discussion, and
Mhm.
she brings on guests as well. So I think you guys would hit it off, especially given that you both have stories.
Blogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris told me about her, and
Hmm.
I think I sent her a note. I don't remember. I was supposed to at least. So I'm glad she's here because sometimes I forget things.
Well, she's a great gal. She's been on this show a couple times. We've had some pretty in-depth conversations about what she's trying to do, and I applaud both of you for one fighting your battles and coming out on top, and then going out and finding other people who are fighting battles and helping them as well. That is fantastic. I so envy people like that in their drive to move beyond their personal pain. I really do.
I feel like it's become like an obligation in a lot of ways. Like, okay, my history, the past I was talking about, I was with my ex-husband for 9 years and he was abusive.
Mm,
And when I left him, I was still a mess. I left him for my children's sake,
sure.
And it took counseling and I had PTSD. It was horrible,
Hmm.
But once I got past it, I found that when I was able to help other people was when at least there was a reason for it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
And so I can't say for myself that it's always, I love helping people, but at the same time, it also helps me.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
it's not a selfish,
Selfless.
selfless. That's the thank you. Words don't work either sometimes.
Tell me
Selfless,
about it.
because I think that we get something out of it too. We get
Oh yeah.
there's a reason,
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
because when you're in pain all the time, it doesn't feel like that sometimes.
Yeah,
You know,
it's been said, and I somewhat agree with it. There is no such thing as a truly selfless act. I mean, there almost can't be, if you put your mind to that. But that doesn't diminish the act itself, right? It doesn't diminish its value to other people, and I have no problem with that at all. So, well, yeah,
by the way,
I can't believe all this, this history you've been through. You seem
okay,
so friggin' happy on your videos, and
I'm
maybe it is
sorry.
because you're singing. Oh, did I lose you?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My dog is sick and
oh,
laying by my legs, and she just started coughing. I want to make sure she's all right. I'm
oh.
sorry.
Okay. No, no, no. That's fine. That's fine. The priorities. This that's the priority, not this.
She's okay. She's all right. She just needed to move. She was
Okay.
laying wrong.
Ah,
She's all
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My dogs do that occasionally themselves. No, but what I was saying was, I'm really amazed at not having any idea what this story was, your story,
right. Yeah.
and to see your videos. You seem just so damn happy when you're singing.
I love singing. I love singing.
That must be your out. That must be your yeah,
Exactly.
your
It always
therapy.
exact. Even before I was sick.
Hmm.
That's why for 5 years it was so miserable not being able to, because I mean I would go out when I was angry and I
Hmm.
would sing a couple angry chick songs,
Hmm.
and then I'd move on to the happy songs because that's what that's what I it got me there,
Sure, sure.
and now it's the same thing, just it multiplied, I
Yeah,
guess. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there are so many people that are enjoying it, and that brings me so much joy,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
when someone requests a song, I try so hard to give them something that is me and what they're looking for. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Well, you
I
can only
time
give them
me
you.
up.
If they've requested it from you, they're looking for you. The song is somewhat secondary, so
Well, thank
you're welcome.
you. The other thing is too, I know not everybody knows I'm
Hmm.
working on my website.
Uh-huh.
I've been saying this for a while, unfortunately. That's only because I keep starting and then getting distracted, which is so easy for me.
Sure.
Because I have a way to do it so simple, but I want the background to look exactly like this, and I don't know how to make that sort of stay there and have my banner. I'm working on it seriously right now. But when it's done, there's going to be Straight Talk with Timey,
Hmm.
which is going to be like a webinar
Hmm.
that if you want to have that serious conversation with me about these subjects, other than like in the format of the interviews that I have that are inspirational,
Yeah.
just let's be real. It sucks to be in pain all the time. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I know. I
But
know.
when I talk about it on my channel, I've had 11 people in the room go down to 3.
Oh, really?
So people come to me for the entertainment. They come to me for the funny.
Sure, sure.
Over there, we're going to have the straight talk, but people are going to have to sign up like through email for it.
Yeah, yeah. And
Because
that's
I want
okay.
to make sure that people don't wander in looking for entertainment to find us being real. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. And they'll learn that soon enough. Especially all you have to do is make sure that your message is clear, right? In the
Oh,
text. So when you're not on, they'll
I
know.
separated it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'll be the hub of my social media, so you find everything there, but you'll also find that.
Ah,
You
very good.
know.
Well, Kat, it's been a pleasure having you on. It really has.
Thank you so much, Jim.
To hear that story and your courage and your will to make things happen for yourself beyond the fact is remarkable. I'm in awe.
It's it's it is what it is.
It
It
is what
is
it
what
is.
it
Everything is what it is, folks. You
is.
heard it here first, but she's right.
So why not have some fun with
Yeah, yeah,
it?
exactly, exactly. You gotta play the cards in your hand, and
Exactly.
yeah. So,
Thank you, Jim, so much. I
oh,
appreciate it.
you're
I know
welcome.
I didn't get a chance to see the chat because I was talking, but I'll check and see if there are any questions. And definitely Crohn's girl, right?
That Crohn's chick.
TechCrunch Chick. I was
Mhm.
close.
Yep, you were close.
I'm gonna hit you up. We'll talk, you and I.
Awesome. Yeah, they didn't have any questions. They would have tagged me. If they did, I missed them too. But that's they know to tag me if there are questions involved.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks again. We'll have you back on. It's running late, so I can't do a deep dive on you, but I will do it next time you come on if that sounds good.
Sure, not a problem at all. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Thanks so much for being here.
Have an amazing day.
Hey, you too. Bye-bye now. Awesome. What a great gal. Now I've got to give her a wrench. So type something in there. Type something in there, cat, and I'll give you a wrench. Everyone that comes on the show gets a wrench. Well, that was a heck of a wonderful evening, guys. We got to meet some great folks. Patty finally came on. I'm so happy about that. Darian, I can't wait to see more about that German trip that you're going on. And of course, Kat with Timey Lives. And guys, go check out all these channels. And if that's the sort of thing, no, Studio Geek, I shut her down. You'll have to come back on another night, my friend. It's late. I try to keep these to about an hour. I know sometimes I go over, and tonight I even went over 16 minutes. But we'll get you back on next maybe tomorrow night or Thursday. Thursday is an open guest night, so you're more than welcome to. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate that. Thanks. Hope I didn't miss anyone. And I see Riley Finchfield food reviews. How are you? I think that's the first. Yes, you can come on the show Thursday. Absolutely. I try to limit it to about 15 minutes per, and I know that's kind of short, but people come on quite a bit. Studio Geek, you can come on back Thursday. Now tomorrow night we do channel reviews and shout outs. So if you guys want me to take a subjective look at what you've got, your channel, your art, your layout, your content segmentation and all that segmentation, you know what I'm talking about, your content layout, be more than happy to. Otherwise I'll pop some channels up and we'll talk about those. And yeah, Thursday is another open one. Of course, Thursday we're going to talk. What was my subject for Thursday? I can't remember. I'm talking too fast and not thinking clearly. But it's every night at 10 p.m., folks. You know that. But for tonight, that's going to do it for me. MJ, if you're still watching, have a good evening, bud. I didn't get to see anything. Oh, good, Crohn's chick. Awesome. I'm glad you guys do need to. You guys absolutely do need to hook up. So. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are having a great. Oh, don't worry about it, Timey. You didn't talk over. No, that was fine. We got to hear your story, hon. Got to hear your story, and that's what's important. I'll make you a wrench here in a minute. I give wrenches to all the good folks that come on this show because they deserve it. They are good people. But that's going to do it for me tonight. If you're watching this after the show, I hit that subscribe button. That way you'll see me every time I come up, and every time I go live 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every weeknight, Monday through Friday, and maybe you can be on the show. But I will leave you with this: make sure, folks, that you treat other people the way you want to be treated. And I can't say that enough. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a wonderful place. Now, thank you so much. Good night. And we will, as soon as I get my cursor over here, we'll see you live.